blast. Teenage dreams and neon screens. It was all rad, you know what I mean. Like, you know, it's like whatever, together forever. We're never gonna sever. Laughing and sharing our stories clever. We'll take you back. It's like whatever.
Welcome to Like Whatever, a podcast for, by, and about Gen X. I'm Nicole, and this is my BFFF, Heather.
Hola.
So I'm not going to ask you how your week was.
It was crappy.
But you do have a few things to share.
I do. Well, first, today is the anniversary of my uncle's passing. I forgot to tell you. I want to talk about that part. We shared a birthday. He is one of my favorite people. So today is that anniversary. So today's been pretty rough.
Yes.
But aside from the shitty week I've had in the past 50 years, a week and 50 years. So there was a dead whale. Another dead whale washed up. This one, contrary to popular belief, was not because of the windmills that we do not have yet, but it was a boat strike. Which, okay, here's the thing. Like, everybody's freaking out. Oh, this is the third dead whale in like a year and a half. We live at the beach, and shit dies in the ocean, and
there are currents.
Exactly. Like, it's just, I think prior to now, you didn't know how many things died and floated up on the beach because there wasn't social media to tell you how many things died.
Yes.
Because it would just, like, when I was younger, it would be word of mouth. Like, you would hear, hey, did you hear there was a whale on the beach? And we would all run down, or you could smell it.
Right.
And so we'd all run down there and look at it.
Right. So you're basically saying this has been happening since you were a child.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, this one got stuck in the bay, and it got stuck on a sandbar.
Which is just a shame.
Yes.
Like, it's almost embarrassing.
Yes. So they were having they couldn't tow it off because it was too heavy and they couldn't pull it off. So they were like, it's been like a week-long saga of what they're going to do about this whale. And I thought to myself, hey, why don't we just leave it where it is? Because there's things that eat dead things.
I was going to say, that would make a good meal for a lot of things.
I don't understand it. Well, and the last I heard, it did dislodge, and it has moved back out to sea.
Oh,
so it's
all
gonna
by
wash
itself.
Oh, look at that. So it's going to hit somebody else's beach, and then everybody's going to be like, oh, by the way, now there's another dead whale.
Right.
So anyway.
Maybe that's just, this past year and a half is just the same one.
The same dead whale. Just so... but then they were talking about blowing it up, and I was like, but why can't we just leave it where it is?
I've seen video of them blowing one up. It's not as fun as it might sound.
And it's gross.
Yes.
And B, why can't you just leave it where it is? Like, what is the problem?
Yes.
It didn't have a disease. It got hit in the head with the prop. That's what killed it. So let crabs and shit eat it.
Well, it's unsightly.
That's true.
They don't want all their rich boaters
that
to
is
have
true.
to look at dead
Seeing
whales.
the dead whale sit there for... Well, no, they don't, because...
When it's just nature.
it's nature's way.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been like a week-long saga. And then yesterday I heard it had dislodged itself from the sandbar. The winds and the tides were just right, and it moved it along, and it's back out to sea, and it's probably going to wash up in New Jersey, and then they're going to be like, oh no, another dead whale. And it's going to be like, no. Although maybe not, because I think they did do a necropsy on it, so there's big chunks of it probably gone.
Gross.
Yeah. And then also, I did get new shoes.
And what kind of shoes did you
I
get?
got me some Doc Marten sneakers.
Oh,
I know.
they're adorable.
They are cute. And they're not heavy like my boots. And they are probably appropriate for work. Though I don't know, because today we got handed down that they're going to start doing shoe inspections.
Oh, because that's what you all need to worry about right now.
You know, she didn't look like she was too thrilled about having to look at our shoes every goddamn day. So
Yeah, I always feel bad for management when they get stupid stuff from management higher than them.
Yeah. So yeah, that's their current whatever. But yeah, they're very comfortable. I love them. But how about you?
So I'm having one of those crazy busy weeks that I hate. But because I'm doing some extra stuff for work, I get to take Friday off.
Ooh.
So that's amazing. But I wanted to give a shout out to the protesters that participated in Hands Off this past weekend.
Yes.
I have some friends that went to DC. I have some friends that went to Rehoboth. And just following everybody all over the country. I thought it was amazing. I was mad at myself. I kind of feel like I didn't really realize it was coming.
Yeah.
Like my husband was even like, what's the protest? And I was like, well, it's a fair question because it could be any number of things at this point.
I have just been off of social media completely for the last week and a half.
And I'm really mostly on it for the podcast, so I'm not looking at anything except like whatever pod. But I did see people that participated, and shout out to y'all because
good job.
It's awesome. Yes,
Yeah,
I appreciate you. And if I know it's coming up next time, maybe I'll participate.
Maybe we should pay attention to social media more.
Maybe. And then also, my favorite time of the year is here at the Masters.
Oh, yes.
In Augusta.
Yes.
I'm a big PGA fan, although Live Golf has kind of ruined everything, but it's just not the same anymore. And most of my favorite golfers went where they were getting paid 10 times more.
Oh.
Yeah, so whatever. But those golfers do come back for the Masters. So my favorite, like John Rahm, will be participating, so I'll get to watch him play. So another good reason I have Friday off.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. And then one other thing I wanted to bring up was our buddy at Gen X Watch on Facebook. He posted earlier today that his book he has a physical book out for sale right now for $17. And he also wanted to make it affordable for everyone. So he has an ebook right now for $4.99 for a limited time. And again, the name of the book is Hearts of Glass. And we have I shared this post on our Facebook page. So
It's very good. I read it.
I still have not, but in all fairness to me, I haven't read a book in since high school because
true.
I hate reading.
I love reading.
I would love to be a reader, but my brain doesn't work that way. I don't know what I have. I'm not going to self-diagnose, but
we're going to have him on too because he wants to hang with us. I have to figure out how to record and edit Zoom, which I do not know. And B, I have a lot of shit going on right now, so we have to work through that.
Yep. But we will definitely be having him on eventually.
Yes.
All right. So just real quick, if you could go on and share, rate, review. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. And obviously you're listening, so you know where to find us. Follow us on all the socials at LikeWhateverPod. We are on YouTube. It is at LikeWhatever, all one word, and the W is capital. If you're having trouble finding it. We are on TikTok. And you can send us an email at likewhateverpod@gmail.com. So now we are going to get into this week's topic, which is a little sad, but it'll be interesting. We're going to fuck around and find out about the life of Val Kilmer, who we lost this week. He was only 65 years old, which is very sad.
It's crazy because, I forget, it's a TikTok going around, and I don't know what movie it's from, but they play this one speech about, it's you can feel it coming and the end is coming, and it's just, we have to remember that we're all getting older now, and it's a little weird to be losing.
Yeah, this one hit hard because he wasn't that much older than us.
We lost so many people in the 90s.
Right.
And then we went however many years it's been since the 90s. Where it was boomers were dying or the youngsters were dying. Gen X was leveled out. I guess.
The actors you were watching in your parents' movies.
Yes.
those were the ones who were dying off.
And then now we get to this point where it's like your friends are dying off, and you know, everybody you knew, everybody's getting cancer, and and all these. It's this weird.
Getting old is so weird.
It is. It's like, I don't know. You know, recently I have been thinking about, you know, where I'm obviously atheist. Where you stand, like what happens when you die? Because I was thinking the other day, like, does the light just go? Like, what happened? Are you conscious through it all? And then you just like, I wonder what happens.
I do believe that you always know when you're dying, like that you've died.
You do.
Because I think, isn't it true when you get decapitated, you're still
it's
alive
10
for
seconds.
Yeah. So you would think you'd at least still be alive that long once your heart stops.
I don't know. It's just like a weird like, I guess I never really had thought about it until, you know, the Grim Reaper was looming.
And I used to think, like, because I'm not religious at all, I just kind of figured I don't really care what they do with my body when I die. Right. And my mom's donating her body to science. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll do that. Too. That's a good idea. Mm-hmm. But then I was kind of like, I don't believe in, religion as basically as it is here, but I do believe in energy. Yeah. And I do believe that everything is interconnected. And I kind of think I do want to go back to the earth. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what that looks like, though.
It's just a way. It's just like,
I don't think I want to be cremated because then my cells don't go back, or like I don't go back into the earth. It's just ash.
I'm donating myself. Well, somebody is going to be donating me to the body farm. Mm. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can, you know, then I can help people solve crimes, which obviously I have always wanted to do.
Yes.
And B, it's not a burden on your family because nobody has to bury you. Nobody has to pay for a funeral. Nobody has to buy.
Yeah, that makes very good sense cremation. For you.
Yeah. They like just throw you in a field somewhere and let you decay. And
I'd really love to just be buried in my backyard, but that's not legal. So
no.
And they probably come after somebody wanting to know why my dead body's in the backyard.
Maybe.
I mean, I definitely don't want to be in a casket. I don't think I want to be cremated. I don't know.
I always wanted to be cremated, but then I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, I wouldn't mind, you know, if I'm going to be useful, because nobody's going to be able to use my organs.
That's a great idea for you.
I have fucked them all up. So, but like the body farm, that is like you're helping to solve crimes.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Maybe if my murder addiction continues to grow, I'll decide to go that route as well. Okay. But no, I really do. Like, I would love to, ultimately, if I could do something, and if this is a thing, I'll have to figure it out. But I would like to be buried in a hole and have a tree planted on top of me.
They actually do. They have green burials now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where you're not in a box? Or...
Yeah. I don't know that if you can do it in Delaware yet, but I do know that they do have green burials now where you can
Well, I don't need to be buried in Delaware.
All right.
I just want to be in the
Well, I'm
earth.
going to be dead because you cannot die before me.
I won't. I promise.
It's against the law.
I promise I won't.
Can't take it.
I know you can't.
No.
And I promise I won't.
Okay.
I'll probably
You
die.
heard all that. Everybody heard that. So if she dies before me,
I won't.
I'm coming for
There's no
her.
way.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Val Kilmer, the actor who played the infamous Iceman in Top Gun and took on the role of the caped crusader Batman Forever, died in Los Angeles on April 1st. The 65-year-old's cause of death was pneumonia, according to his daughter, Mercedes Kilmer. The illness followed the actor's 2014 throat cancer diagnosis that required a tracheostomy? Yes. Chemotherapy and radiation before going into remission. And that was really sad because that had a big effect on him.
I imagine that it does.
Yeah. And I through reading this, I found he was a very private person. And he did come back and act in the Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. So I wonder if he would have liked to have acted more, but
couldn't.
If it got cut short.
That's another thing, like, I wonder about myself. Like, if I were to be given the cancer diagnosis, I'm not sure I would go through all that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, that's something you can't answer until you're in that situation, but I would understand. that. And some people do that. It's usually older people. But
Well, I'm tired.
I know.
I've had enough.
I know. And I'll try to talk you into it if that time comes.
Okay.
All right. So if, wait, not if.
If. Not if.
I've lived a magical life, Kilmer said in a 2021 documentary. I've captured quite a bit of it. The versatile actor led a storied career, first gaining recognition for his performance in 1986's Top Gun and skyrocketing to fame for his portrayal of rock musician Jim Morrison in the 1991 movie The Doors.
I can't believe that was 91.
Isn't that crazy? That's the year I graduated high school.
Man.
That's what I mean. These people are like our age because he was probably in his early 20s when he did that.
I just can't believe it was that long ago that movie came out.
Yeah. I guess he was probably in his later 20s. But anyway. After playing the title role of Batman Forever in 1995, a role that failed to impress even Kilmer, the Los Angeles native appeared in a string of less successful movies before making a comeback with MacGruber in 2010. He took a break from acting following his cancer diagnosis, but later returned to the screen in 2017's Song to Song. Kilmer's appearance in his final film in 2022 reprising his famed role as Iceman in Top Gun Maverick. Have you ever heard of Song to Song?
I have not.
I have not either. Did you see
I'm
The
gonna
Doors?
Say no. Yes, I did see that one. That's I saw the Batman, but I don't remember. I should have watched it over the weekend because I should to refresh myself. I know I've seen every Batman, so I do know I've seen that, but I don't remember it at all.
I know. I meant to watch his movies this weekend too, but work's been nuts the past 2 weeks. So when I'm home, my brain is it's mostly Candy Crush and murder documentaries.
Yes. I've been watching The Big Bang Theory.
That's all I can handle.
Me too.
So who was Val Kilmer? Actor Val Kilmer rose to fame in the 1980s with a role in Top Gun and was later known for portraying rock star. I already said that. The Los Angeles native was 17 when he became the youngest person to be accepted into Juilliard's drama program at the time. His first major role was as Navy pilot Tom Iceman Kazansky opposite Tom Cruise in Top Gun. Have you seen Top Gun?
I have not, and I know everybody's
Really? Okay.
Look.
I don't have a problem with it.
Hop off my nuts about
I've never
it.
seen Titanic, so.
Okay. I don't like Tom Cruise.
I don't like Tom Cruise either. Yeah. I did see Top Gun a lot. I mean, it was VHS when we were kids, so it was one of the ones we had on tape, so I've seen it 5,000 times. So I guess you didn't see Maverick either.
No.
Okay. I actually was pleasantly surprised with Maverick. I didn't want to watch it, but my husband's a big not Tom Cruise, but Top Gun fan.
Right.
So we watched it, and it wasn't bad. All right. So after his breakthrough in The Doors, his career bounced from the Western Tombstone to crime thrillers like Heat and the dramas The Ghost and the Darkness and The Salton Sea. Have you heard of any of those besides Tombstone?
Nope.
You know Tombstone, though.
I do know Tombstone.
Okay, good. That is an excellent movie. And that's the one I really want to try to rewatch this weekend, but it didn't happen. Yeah. Kilmer was married to fellow actor Joanne Whaley for several years before divorcing. In 2014, he was diagnosed with throat cancer. His treatment was successful, though his voice was permanently damaged from surgery. Kilmer died at age 65 in April 2025. So some quick facts, because we like our little...
Quick facts.
They are quick facts this time. They're not really fun facts, but... so his full name is Val Edward Kilmer. He was born December 31st, 1959, so I guess he's 14 years older than me.
Right.
So a little bit older. He's not a Gen X. He was born in Los Angeles, California. He was married to Joanne Whaley from 1988 to 1996. He has 2 children named Mercedes and Jack, and his astrological sign is Capricorn.
Ooh, that's fancy.
I know. His early life, Val Edward Kilmer was born on December 31st, 1959 in Los Angeles, the son of an aerospace equipment distributor.
Wow.
And a real estate developer. Kilmer's parents divorced when he was a child. Tragedy struck years later when his younger brother, Wesley, drowned after having an epileptic seizure.
Oh, jeez.
I know. The 15-year-old died while on the way to the hospital. His brother's death later informed Kilmer's performance in the 2002 movie The Salton Sea. I feel like I need to watch that one now.
Yeah.
He began acting while at Chatsworth High School. His classmates were there, included the now notorious Kevin Spacey, and Mayor Winningham, who also became famous actors.
Wait, can I ask a question? So, like, what are we supposed to do about Kevin Spacey? Because I really like Kevin Spacey's movies, but I understand now that he is a despicable human being. However, Seven is one of my favorite movies of all time, and his performance, particularly, is just outstanding. So,
Yes. He is an amazing actor. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
But I feel like one of my favorite stupid comedy movies is Get Him to the Greek, and between Diddy and Brand, I mean, that movie's done. I can't ever watch it again. I mean, I've seen it 100 times, so I could say it verbatim.
I hate Russell Brand. I hate him.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but that movie is fucking funny. Yeah, so to me, it's up to you. I mean, you don't tell anybody what to do. You navigate that your way. I just don't know if I would be able to watch things now. Like, how am I going to laugh at you?
Right.
Or, I don't know.
I've heard one way where it was you can hate the hate the player,
not the game.
But I have heard like you can enjoy the art, but dislike the person. So.
Yeah, I mean, this all started for me as a struggle with R. Kelly.
Yeah,
because Ignition was my jam. I mean, I will go straight up high school dance on you with that song. But now I don't feel like I can listen to it anymore. I just can't enjoy it because I'm like, ew.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't want to say it sucks because I'm glad people are finally feeling like they have a voice and they can stand up to even the rich and famous.
Yep.
So Kilmer later attended the Hollywood Professional School and the Juilliard School of New York City, where the 17-year-old was the youngest student to be accepted to the drama division at the time. He became a method actor. I saw some method actor got in trouble recently, and I don't think I'm going to remember his name. But
that's crazy, that method act. Like, I know Heath Ledger was also a method actor. I think they go in, I mean.
What he did. Yeah. But I think a lot of people, I have seen a lot of actors, both male and female, say it kind of took them a while to get over being that character.
Yeah. I would like to digress one more second.
Yes,
I know
please.
we're talking about dead Val Kilmer, but I'm sorry, but Heath Ledger, I don't care who you are. He is the best Joker.
Yeah.
So behind Jack and who was it? Cesar Romero that played on the TV show.
Yeah. I think you're in the majority there with Heath Ledger.
I mean, it was just fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. I think a lot of people.
And 10 Things I Hate About You. Oh my God.
Even that silly movie he did, the spoof of, was it Romeo and Juliet?
No, that's what 10 Things I Hate About You. It's The Taming of the Shrew.
Oh, okay.
It's The Taming of the Shrew.
Okay.
Almost. It's
I do remember that. I was thinking I never saw that, but I do remember that.
It's not like Romeo and Juliet where it's word for word, but it is done in iambic pentameter, and it is it is The Taming of the Shrew.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
I love that fucking movie.
Yeah. Let's see. Kilmer began his professional career in the New York theater scene. Oh, I forgot to tell my story. The method actor recently, he attended a grieving parents support group.
Oh boy.
Because he was going to be playing a grieving parent, but I think he played along like he was a grieving parent, and then people found out he was there just to study. Yeah, not a good look.
No.
And luckily I can't remember his name, so I can't call him out. But But you can Google it if you like. All right. So, professional career in the New York theater scene. He had several roles in the early 1980s, including the drama The Slab Boys, with fellow cast members Sean Penn and Kevin Bacon. Come 1984, Kilmer made his film debut in the spy spoof Top Secret.
I have seen that.
I do remember that movie. I can actually, that's back when, well, not in 84, but not too many years later, I was working in a couple of video stores, and I can still remember what that VHS tapes cover looked like. A string of supporting parts, including as the roommate in Real Genius, which was a movie I loved when I was a kid. That movie came out in 1985. But his breakout was right around the corner. Another supporting role materialized in the form of Navy pilot Tom Iceman Kaczynski in Top Gun in 1986. Initially, Kilmer wasn't interested in the Tom Cruise vehicle. I get that.
Me too.
I didn't want the part. I didn't care about the film. The story didn't interest me, Kilmer later wrote in his memoir. But the rising star was convinced when director Tony Scott promised Iceman's role would develop from the original script. Top Gun ultimately became the top grossing movie in 1986, earning nearly $177 million at the box office. That's a lot of money back then.
That is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. So he portrayed Jim Morrison in The Doors in 1991, and that really launched his career. Now a familiar face, Kilmer received his true breakout role in 1991 as rock icon Jim Morrison in Oliver Stone's The Doors. The film allowed the actor to show off another talent as his own singing voice was recorded for the soundtrack.
I did not know that.
I did not either. I bet that made it extra sad for him when he lost his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tombstone, True Romance, and Batman Forever. Kilmer followed this success by portraying other American legends in two of his next movies, Gunslinger Doc Holliday in Tombstone in 1993, and The Spirit of Elvis Presley in True Romance in 1993.
I did not know he was in True. Okay, here's the thing. I would move heaven and earth for Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
He is in True Romance. And there is not a Gary Oldman movie that I will not see. I'm sorry. I don't care if he murdered 37,000 people. I would still.
That's how I feel about George Clooney.
And so True Romance, yeah. He's got a great part in True Romance.
I love True Romance. I am definitely going to go back and watch that one. If he's the spirit of Elvis Presley, wasn't that, it's in Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that must have been.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. It was during this period in his career that Kilmer earned a reputation for being difficult to work with. The actor notably clashed with Michael Apted while working on Thunderheart in 1992, and with Joel Schumacher during the filming of Batman Forever in 1995. Kilmer's turn as Bruce Wayne was notably poor, which the actor blamed his character's iconic outfit. It was a struggle for me to get a performance past the suit, and it was frustrating until I realized that my role in the film was just to show up and stand where I was told to. Kilmer shared in a 2021 documentary about his life and career. After refusing to repeat the role, Kilmer broke his Batman contract and went on to other projects. He really isn't. I don't know if I've seen that one, but he's not a memorable Batman, because if you told me to list who's been Batman, I don't think he would pop up in my head.
I think that is the one where the suit had nipples, maybe. It's the woman with Two-Face and the Riddler, and Jim Carrey is the Riddler. And
that would be
Nicole Kidman too. Maybe was in it. Maybe. Yes, she was.
I think you're right. I think I did see a picture of...
And there was a Robin. No, he doesn't have nipples in this picture, but Robin was a... It's a shame too, because I don't remember it because I haven't watched it in
It doesn't sound very memorable.
No. But it seems to me that Jim Carrey would make a great Riddler. So
he would, but I bet he's really obnoxious to work with.
I don't know, because the other day I saw something with him, and he seemed like not. Like, I feel like I think he's a method actor also. From what I understand, the movie, what the fuck was that movie? You know what I'm talking about?
Ace Ventura.
No. The one where he plays
The Cable Guy, which is my favorite.
the one where he played Andy Kaufman, Man on the Moon. He apparently like was Andy Kaufman, like to the point where Andy Kaufman's parents, he spent like significant amount of time with trying to get his.
Wow.
It's a very good movie.
I don't know that I've seen that. Is it a serious movie,
Yes.
I guess?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I like Jim Carrey.
You know what? It's not that I don't like Jim Carrey. I don't like Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber's all right.
Yeah.
I don't like all those stupid ass movies that he made. Although The Cable Guy.
Yes. Well, that's a dark comedy. So,
yeah. And it's got Matthew Broderick in it, who I love too. But that movie is fucking funny.
That and The Grinch. I enjoy him as the Grinch.
See, I don't like The Grinch as a whole.
No?
I'm just not like I watch it the original at Christmas time. That Grinch with Jim Carrey is one of Kaylin's favorite Christmas movies. She has the weirdest taste in Christmas movies.
It was my niece's favorite.
She
too.
loves that one, and she loves Polar Express, which, even though it's Tom Hanks, that one kind of creeps me out. It's like AI,
right? Yeah.
like early AI, and it just kind of creeps me out.
It's called Uncanny Valley.
Yeah,
It's what it's called.
Okay,
and it's too close to being real, but not
cartoony.
Yeah, it's like it's called Uncanny Valley, where there's like a point where it's not cartoony enough but not real enough. Yeah. So it's like it freaks people out.
Me out.
And there's a reason for it.
Ooh.
Yes. I did read just to educate everyone. And I'm probably doing this all wrong, so I'm probably lying straight up to you. I probably just imagined it.
Right.
But it's because of way back when there were other humanoids around. They kind of look like us, but not look like us. So there was enough of a difference then, and obviously Homo sapiens cleaned out the rest of the herd. So that's why.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
And then so back to Jim Carrey. That was your fun fact of the day. I like,
even though it might not be true.
That was your fun maybe fact.
Tell all your friends.
Yes, it's definitely called Uncanny Valley. I do know that. What was the one where he was in the bubble?
Oh,
whatever that one was good.
The Truman Show?
The Truman Show. Mm-hmm. The thing about Jim Carrey was he made a promise to his dad that he was going to make $1 million by a certain amount of time, and he wrote a check to his dad for $1 million.
Oh.
So he took every single solitary role that came, no matter what, whether he liked it or not. Plus, I mean, in Living Color, like
Fire Marshal Bill,
Vera DeMilo. I mean, any.
You know what? That's funny you said that, because I thought earlier today we need to do an episode on In Living Color, because I wanted to be a fly girl because of Jennifer Lopez.
I think we should start a secondary podcast and do a watch. I don't know if anybody's done like a rewatch of, you know how they have like the podcast with the rewatch of Buffy or a rewatch of In Living Color. I don't think anybody has done one.
Well, now you told everybody.
Hey, that's trademark. Poor man's trademark.
Don't steal her idea.
God damn it. We're going to put that on our Patreon.
Yeah. Whatever that means. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
That's a pay to play.
Following Batman Forever, Kilmer signed on for the crime thriller Heat. I do feel like I remember that there was a movie called Heat. I don't think I watched it. That was 1995, along with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. Yeah, that is starting to ring a bell now. In 1996, he co-starred with Michael Douglas in The Ghost and the Darkness. I do love Michael Douglas.
Yes.
So I might have to look that one up too. During the late 1990s, Kilmer delivered a string of less than successful performances, including the movies The Saint in 1997, At First Sight in 1999, and Joe the King in 1999. After lending his booming voice to the role of Moses in the animated movie The Prince of Egypt in 1998, he returned to form as a tormented drug addict in The Salton Sea in 2002. Yeah, again, not one I've heard of. Kilmer drew upon his younger brother's untimely death decades earlier to portray his character Danny Parker, who is haunted by witnessing his wife's murder. Yeah. Sounds like it might be good.
Yeah.
In 2004, Kilmer portrayed Philip II of Macedon in Alexander, appearing alongside Angelina Jolie and Colin Farrell. 2 years later, he played FBI agent Paul Prizewara. I don't know why that name has to be so difficult.
Why do they do that?
I know. Yeah, just make him Paul Jones.
Yeah.
Who cares? In the film Deja Vu, starring Denzel. I do love me some Denzel.
I know you do.
Kilmer went on to earn notable roles in Conspiracy in 2008, Double Identity in 2009, and The Traveler in 2010, while voicing the supercar Kit in a reboot of the hit 1980 series Knight Rider. I don't think I realized he was the voice.
I don't think I realized that they did a reboot of Knight Rider.
I did know. I did know.
You do know Denzel Washington has a house in Bethany, right?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is. I probably could find out.
Don't tell me if you do.
No stalking Denzel.
I don't need to get arrested. Kilmer continued contributing to films across a range of genres, including the farcical comedy MacGruber in 2010, the horror flick Twixt in 2011, and the Disney animated feature Planes in 2013. He also starred as Mark Twain in Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn in 2014, which I think that sounds really good. I haven't seen that, but I think he'd be a good Mark Twain. Before launching a one-man stage show about the famed writer and humorist. Following a cancer-induced hiatus from the screen, Kilmer surfaced in the romantic drama Song to Song and the suspenseful The Snowman in 2017. His illness prompted a tracheostomy that permanently altered his speaking ability, so both parts were small. For the Snowman, his voice was dubbed, which is a damn shame.
Yeah.
His final role as a return to the character that first brought Kilmer to the public's attention, Iceman Tom Kaczynski. The actor briefly reprised the role alongside Tom Cruise's Maverick for the massively successful sequel, Top Gun Maverick. In 2022, Blockbuster made nearly the 2022, I was like, wait, Blockbuster isn't around. No. All right. The 2022 Blockbuster made nearly $1.5 billion in ticket sales worldwide and was credited with saving movie theaters in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic.
Oh.
Yeah, that's nice of them.
Yeah.
All right, so now we get to the juicy stuff because I love celebrity relationships.
She loves to spill the tea.
I do. My poor husband knows everybody who's married to who's dating who's broke up. And he finally has started listening to me, so I'll stop telling him. So when I go to say something, he can tell me back, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I already told you. So, yeah, so this is the sweet spot for me. So throughout his prolific career in Hollywood, the actor dated few A-listers, including Cher.
I remember Cher. I mean, not just the human being Cher, but I remember, I mean, it's hard to not remember Cher, but I remember.
And they stayed friends their whole life, which I will get to later.
Okay. I'll wait.
No, Cindy Crawford and Angelina Jolie. Boo. I
didn't know we hated her.
Oh, I really hate her.
Oh.
Because it's Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston.
Oh.
And I was reading something the other day about like his split from Jennifer Aniston, even though he had cheated on her, it was amicable and they've remained friends and all that. And then his like nightmare divorce from Angelina Jolie. Which there are two sides to every story.
And they have 37 kids. So.
They do. And I don't know whose side it is true. Although I feel like Brad Pitt says, because I feel like she talks too much to not be trying to prove a point. But whatever.
All right.
It could be because Brad Pitt's cute too. I don't know.
I suppose.
Most notably, he was married to actress Joanne Whaley for nearly a decade. The couple welcomed 2 children before they split in 1995. Years later, Kilmer told The Guardian in a May 2005 interview that he'd recommend marriage. It's a lot of security and comfort. It's naturally how we are. We pair up as species. Would I get married again? Sure, he explained. Although he never did. Fast forward to 2020, Kilmer revealed in his memoir, I'm Your Huckleberry, a memoir, that he had not had a girlfriend in 20 years. Smart man.
Very.
Still, he admired women for different reasons. I've always found women infinitely more interesting than men. True that. Perhaps that's why we've always gotten along. We are big, oafy elephants, and they are butterflies.
Not all of us.
My friend used to call me a butterfly with, I forget, because I'm generally nice.
Generally.
Until you piss me off.
Yes.
And then I'm not nice. Shit, I can't remember. Maybe it'll come to me. Maybe not. Legendary singer and actress Cher might be better known for her marriages to Sonny Bono and Greg Allman, but she also dated Kilmer after they met at a birthday party in the early 80s. We became friends because we laughed at the same things constantly. He would sleep over and it was just a friendship at first, she told People in August 2021.
I love me some Cher.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love how she does not give a fuck.
Not even a little.
Nope. Eventually, Kilmer and Cher's connection turned romantic, which evolved into artistic admiration. It went from madly in love and laughing hysterically to respecting each other's ability, she said. The couple dated for a few years before splitting. We had unbelievable times and then put up with some times when they weren't that way because we were both alpha males, she continued, alluding to why they broke up. We were both individuals and neither of us was going to give that up. Afterward, Kilmer and Cher stayed friends. In his memoir, the actor wrote about his 2015 throat cancer diagnosis and the support she gave him through the illness. Kilmer stayed in Cher's guest home while his health was in decline. One night, I suddenly awoke vomiting blood that covered the bed like a scene out of The Godfather. I prayed immediately, then called 911, then alerted my hostess, he said. Cher stepped in and stepped up. More recently, Cher reflected on their relationship during a November 2024 interview with The Howard Stern Show. Sometimes you're only meant to stay with someone so long, and Val was really young, she said.
Cher likes them really young.
Yes, she does. She gets older, but her boyfriends get younger.
You know what? I'm beginning to think that she sucks the blood out of them or something because she does not age. So she is.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she's a vampire.
She might be. And all her little boyfriends are now vampires.
Mm-hmm. Obviously not Val Kilmer. That was too soon.
That's our dark humor coming out. You have to forgive us.
Too soon.
Whatever. In the 1980s, Kilmer dated fellow actress Ellen Barkin, who is another one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like her.
Oh my God, she's awesome. Who has starred in movies like Switch, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and Ocean's 13, which I just watched a few weekends ago.
I love those.
I do too. And she's so good in Ocean's 13.
Yeah.
When she gets seduced by Matt Damon, oh my God, it's so funny.
Yeah.
In his memoir, Kilmer described Barkin, who was born in the Bronx, New York, as having the best smile in all 5 boroughs. The actors were together only briefly, but Kilmer recounted some of his favorite features of her decades later. I remember her wit, her sultry eyes, but mostly her laugh and her hair, he said. Kilmer recalled window shopping on Rodeo Drive by day and barbecuing at night and revealed that Barkin was one of the enchantresses who got away, no doubt due to my unmanageable preoccupations, my neglect. Yeah, she does have sultry eyes. Like, that's the perfect way to say it. In a November 2006 interview with Elle, he shared that out of his previous partners, if he were arrested, he'd pick Cher as his character witness. Meanwhile, Kilmer quipped that he would most fear Barkin to testify against him.
Oh, snap.
She's got the dirt. Kilmer met English actress Joanne Whaley in 1987 while they were filming the movie Willow. They married in 1988 and had 2 kids. Mercedes was born in 1991 and Jack was born in 1995. Shortly after welcoming Jack, the couple separated and Whaley filed for divorce from Kilmer, citing irreconcilable differences, which is my least favorite reason that celebrity couples give because I want the dirt. In 2017, Whaley, Mercedes, and Jack joined Kilmer for an interview with The Hollywood Reporter in which he disclosed his throat cancer. Mercedes followed her parents into acting, starring in Kilmer's on-screen daughter in the 2020 crime thriller film Pay Dirt. Do you know that one?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Similarly, Jack has landed roles in several movies, including Palo Alto, Lords of Chaos, and The Pretenders.
Huh.
No, and no.
No.
Maybe The Pretenders, but
no.
I don't think it's the same Pretenders I'm thinking
I don't
of.
think so.
Supermodel Cindy Crawford first crossed paths with Kilmer at the premiere of Batman Forever in 1995. So she saw that movie at the premiere and still dated him. At the time, he had recently separated from Whaley and she was divorced from Richard Gere. Kilmer and Crawford dated for 2 years, splitting in 1997. The actor mentioned Crawford in his memoir, expressing his gratitude for their relationship. "Oh God, I love Cindy, and I just kept loving her. I thought I could have died from her love because its delight was simply too much to bear. I would die of happiness," he wrote. And, part of me, I'm reading through this, I'm like, that's so kind that he went through like all his old girlfriends and said all these nice things, but some of it's kind of cheesy too. Right.
Well, I mean,
yeah, but it's still
what
very
happens
nice
when you're dying.
True that.
You're going to remember the good stuff and try to put out the bad.
Yeah.
Some people have been told that they like to put things in tiny boxes and push them away.
I wonder who that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it is very nice of him to not go back and say anything bad about them and point out what he loves so much about them. Yes. I thought that was very sweet.
Yes.
I had fun writing this part. In a May 2005 interview with The Guardian, Kilmer described her as very nice and a smart girl with a great sense of humor. He added, "She's a fantastic cook too, always carried recipes around when she traveled." Kilmer began dating actress Daryl Hannah.
What the hell happened? Where is Daryl Hannah?
I don't know.
She kind of just dropped off the face of the earth, didn't she?
Like a really long time ago.
Yeah.
Maybe she's one of those actors that left Hollywood and moved to the Midwest.
Maybe. Or maybe she is really a mermaid.
I hope she didn't get eaten at one of those celebrity parties.
Maybe that's what happened to her.
Maybe.
She got eaten.
Yeah, they were like, "Daryl, come over to our party."
They splashed water on her.
Yeah. And then ate her. Mm-hmm. All right. So, so he dated Daryl Hannah after they were co-stars in God We Trust in 2001. Again, never heard of it. I'm really sorry if Val Kilmer fans are listening. How have you never heard of any of these movies? But
I'm just not a movie.
I'm not
buff.
No, obviously I watched a lot as a kid because we had a VCR.
Yes.
And that's what you did.
Yes.
But yeah, now even my husband, he'll try to pick out a movie and I'm just like, meh. Yeah. I'd rather play on my phone and just kind of have my numbing TV on.
I can't. I don't know why. I can binge watch a show for 14 hours straight.
Yes.
But if you say, let's watch a movie, I'm like, ugh, I can't pay attention.
I know.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, for real. And really, I will end that series and be like, I basically just watched a 14-hour movie, but easy peasy, no problem.
Yeah. I don't, and now I can't imagine going to a movie theater and sitting in a movie theater and watching something. I mean, nowadays, for fuck's sake, I live in an efficiency apartment and my TV is like half the room. So I'm I'm in the movies with it.
Yeah. The last one I went to see was Barbie, but I wanted to see that one.
Last
with
one
other
I saw,
people.
I took a friend's daughter to see Labyrinth. the redo.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, wow. That was a really long time ago.
It was like last year.
And which of your friends when you were 5 had a daughter?
Hey, I like older people.
All right. They broke up the following year, and she later married Neil Young in 2018.
Hold up.
All right. Yes. You know what? I forgot because I actually got the script done early, and that's why I don't do scripts early, because I forgot what was in here. And I meant to bring that up, like make a point of that when it came up. Did you know that she married Neil Young?
I did not know she was married to Neil Young.
And just in 2018. That was only 7 years ago.
What?
Yeah.
So she didn't get eaten 7 years ago.
Right.
So it's been since 7 years ago that she has been eaten.
Poor Neil Young.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, exactly. In his memoir, Kilmer recalled the time they spent together in New Mexico and wrote that his breakup from Hannah was particularly painful. Lord knows I've suffered heartache, but Daryl was by far the most painful of all. He wrote jokingly, adding, Neil Young, I always loved you, but I'm afraid I hate you now.
Huh. I'm
So I guess she's really the one that got away.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. Actress Angelina Jolie.
Ugh.
Worked with Val Kilmer on the 2004 film Alexander, in which they played the parents of Alexander the Great. I couldn't wait to kiss Angie, buy her a Gulfstream jet, and have a V and J painted in rainbow glory on the tail, Kilmer wrote in his memoir. He also told director Oliver Stone that he'd only take the part if he and Jolie could have flashbacks to falling hard for each other and storming the castle with passion before turning against each other. He wanted to make out with her.
Yep.
Kilmer described Jolie as perhaps the most soulful and serious of the women he dated. He continued, when people ask what she's like, I say she's like other women and other superstars, just more.
I can see how she's just more of everything.
Yeah. So his cancer. In January 2009...
Let's bring the room down.
Yeah, no more fun. In January 2015, Kilmer was hospitalized after having emergency surgery performed on his throat. In April 2017, he finally confirmed the long-standing rumors that he was battling throat cancer. The lifelong Christian Scientist wasn't eager for medical intervention in keeping with his religious faith, but decided to undergo treatment anyway on account of his children. Mm-hmm. He had a fucking word. I'm not even going to say it again.
Okay.
That permanently damaged his vocal cords, as well as radiation and chemotherapy. Ultimately, the cancer went into remission. Late in 2017, the actor opened up about how things had changed since his cancer diagnosis. I was too serious, he told Hollywood Reporter, recounting his days as an A-lister. I'd get upset when things like Oscars and recognition failed to come my way. Kilmer shared more details about his experiences as a cancer patient in his 2020 memoir, I'm Your Huckleberry, revealing his ex-girlfriend Cher had helped him get through some of the toughest times. The movie star died of pneumonia on April 1st, 2025, at age 65 in his hometown. And that's my story on Val Kilmer. So although I am not a Val Kilmer super fan,
Apparently
and
not.
there are a lot of his movies that I haven't seen, the ones I have seen of his are just iconic, and I love them. And I just, this one just kind of sucked.
Some do. You know, like
Yeah.
some of them you get hit by harder.
Yeah, and you don't even really expect it. Like, even when I heard it, I was like, oh. But as the day progressed, I was like, oh, it kind of sucks.
I find, of course, you know this, but I don't know if everybody else. Anthony Bourdain is the one that hit me the hardest because, I love Anthony Bourdain. I mean,
he lived the best life.
He did. And he was, I identified with him, obviously, because he was a chef.
Right.
And I'm not, but he wasn't like chefy. I put that in air quotes because you didn't see that. He wasn't chefy. He was a cook.
Yeah.
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 He was a cook.
Yeah. Because he loved what he did.
Yes.
I mean, it was in his bones.
And he always said he was terrible at it. But, so I think my issue with him particularly, like, you know, Robin Williams was difficult and Prince was hard and
Prince
you know,
was real hard.
Yeah. So that they all, but I'm telling the one that sticks with me is Anthony Bourdain. And, you know, there have been other suicides, you know, of course, Kurt Cobain and, you know.
But he was kind of that classic, God, I did not see that one coming. Like,
And that's
you're
my
living your
point.
best life, traveling the world, meeting people, just loving. Like he had such
He had
a
quit
love
smoking
for life.
He had gone on depression medication. He had gone on medication. He had done everything
to prolong his life.
exactly. He had a kid and he was married and he was absolutely at the top of his life.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about that. And as someone who struggles every single solitary day with depression, sometimes it's worse than others. And I'm medicated, and he was medicated. So at what point, and I talk to my therapist about this all the time, at what point do you just say, I'm done? Like there has to be, because you hear of these people who have gone 50 years and then they commit suicide at 50, 60 years old. And you have to think at some point, there's a point where you're just like.
Well, it always stuck with me, our friend that committed suicide when we were younger. The part that I remember most about that story was he came home from work, he ate his lunch, he took the dog out, fed the dog, and then he went in the bedroom.
Yeah, the last few days of his life, I did spend that time with him, and he was great. He was having the time of his life. Everything was firing on all cylinders, and actually, my therapist said, and that's the day it like hit me. I was like, oh, wow. I said, you know, and you hear this about everybody that has, I think you're not supposed to say committed suicide anymore. It's completed suicide.
Oh,
yeah.
I have not heard that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone, it's like, oh, we didn't see it coming. He had been so happy. She had been so happy. The last few days were just great. And I said that to my therapist and she was like, because they know it's over.
Oh.
And I was like,
So they want you to remember them.
Well, no, because they know that they're about to stop their suffering.
And that makes them happy.
Yes.
Wow.
They know it's over. Or soon to be over. That's what she said. That's when they make their decision. And then they after that, they're having the time because they know that it's going to end. So if you ever see me acting happy, like, watch out. Don't let me eat shrimp.
Mentally prepare.
If I'm just like, yeah, today is the greatest day ever. Something's
I would
gone
think you'd been
horribly wrong.
kidnapped and somebody was making you say that.
I'm wearing a Heather suit. Yeah, it's just, so that's the one that hit me the hardest was Anthony Bourdain, I think. And of course Prince, but.
Yeah, Prince sucked.
Yeah.
That one sucked.
Yeah.
I watched MTV all day that day because all they did was play his music videos and his movie. I watched Purple Rain.
Yeah. Prince was. Dun, dun.
Okay.
Cancer's a bitch. That's what my uncle died of, and but he hung on for 4 years.
He did.
He had stage 4 liver cancer when they found it, and he hung
He
on.
said, "Fuck you, stage 4 liver cancer."
He lived the last.
I'm going out on my terms.
Yeah, he did live the rest of his life, and they cruised everywhere and everything. But yeah,
Yep.
yeah, cancer sucks. Fuck cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer.
It's brewing in here somewhere.
You hope.
I know.
You'll be the one person on earth who never gets cancer.
I'm trying really hard. I don't know. The garbage I eat.
Cancer's like, no thanks.
No.
We'll go find somebody that jogs and eats vegetarian.
Right. This one's going to live forever. God, I hope not. So that was good. Yeah. Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Val Kilmer.
R.I.P. Val Kilmer.
Bringing it back.
Yeah.
So she told you all the beginning, but I'm going to tell you all again because we have yet to decide how to change the ending or how to end it. Thanks for listening. Like, share, rate, review.
Please.
Find us where you listen to podcasts.
Avi.
Tell a friend.
Please.
Follow us on all the socials at Like Whatever Pod. You can send us an email and tell us why we should watch more Val Kilmer movies.
Yes.
To likewhateverpod@gmail.com or don't. Like whatever.
Whatever.
Bye.
Bye.
Take you back, it's like whatever.